everybody and welcome to Make It with Mod Podge. I'm Steve Piacenza and today Cathie is going to show you an amazing technique on how to Mod Podge gift wrap tissue paper onto chipboard.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. Just like Steve told you, I am going to share with you a really cool technique for creating some fun artwork using chipboard and gift wrapped tissue paper. Now this came up in the Mod Podge group on Facebook, the Mod Podge Rocks group on Facebook. A lot of people were asking, well, I've been Mod Podging with napkins, can I use tissue paper? Last year we did some really cool beach themed art. I'm gonna throw up a picture of that for you to show you some of the things that you can do with tissue paper. And today I'm gonna share with you how you can use tissue paper to cover letters, chipboard letters. Now chipboard comes thick and thin, all different ways. It's cardboard, and you can get it in words like we have here, like the word love. You can get it in shapes, all different. It comes matte like this. It comes kind of a brown color. And I went ahead and I pre-primed my work with some folk art home decor chalk. Now this is important because you want your paper to really stand out. If I were to Mod Podge my paper, my tissue paper onto this, the print would not show through. It would get very muddy. But because I have painted it white first, you really get the crisp outline of the tissue paper. It makes all of the prints and colors just pop. Okay, so let's get started, everybody. This is so simple. Again, I got my chipboard. You can get these at any craft store. And I'm going to use satin Mod Podge on this today. First, I'm gonna lay down a little bit of wax paper onto my surface. You can use the Mod Podge mat if you want. For this bigger project, I like to have a little bit of a larger surface. I've gone ahead and pre-cut my tissue paper to a little bit larger than my design, okay? So I'll just show you that real quick. And just like that. I could have probably cut it even smaller. And I'm going to use the satin Mod Podge for today's project. You can also use gloss if you want, and you can use matte. But for me, for the home decor projects, I really like to use satin on home decor. So I am going to go with the satin formula. So just gonna use my brush. At this point, I'm only going to be coating the tops of the letters. That's a kind of a part of the technique. We're going to do this in 2 stages. And I have a step out to show you how you do those edges. It's very simple, but the first part of this is that we want to get that tissue paper down to the top of our chipboard first. I also like to prime the chipboard with the folk art home decor chalk just to kind of seal it. I find that it helps with bubbles. Not all chipboard is made the same. So going ahead and giving that prime not only helps prevent wrinkles and bubbles, but it makes it so that your tissue paper will really pop. And I think once you start thinking about Mod Podging with tissue paper, you're gonna be looking at tissue paper completely different. You're going, oh wow, look at that cool print. My husband was not thrilled when at the holidays I kept wanting to save all the tissue paper. Okay, so we got a nice coat down there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just gently, I've got a spray bottle here with some water, and I'm just going to very lightly mist my paper. Okay, and then we will pick it up. I have done that on the printed side. This is the back side. I like to do this way so I can just pick it right up and place it onto my chipboard letters. Then from there, I'm going to start in the middle and just gently, with my hands, I don't want to tear it, tap down, smooth out any wrinkles. And this is going to dry until all of that water is dry and the Mod Podge is dry. I give it about, I don't know, 2 hours. Let's go ahead and smooth any of that down, just like so. And let's go ahead and get our last letter over here. And you can do this same technique with napkins or fabric or scrapbook paper, but this is using the gift wrap tissue paper, and this technique is specific to this. If you're gonna use water, that's best with the napkins or the gift wrap paper. So now that is, you can see it's wet and it's ready to set it aside. I'm gonna let it set aside for a couple of hours to dry before I do the next step on it. Now I have one that I've prepared for you that is dry, and oh, kind of a nice drum sound there. So that's dry there, and it is ready for the next step. And what you're gonna do is go in and start to cut away where the letters are. Put those aside. Now I'm going to use the same gloss Mod Podge, but I'm going to use a smaller brush this time. And let's pull a little bit out just to make it easier for me. That is plenty. So I'll be putting some of that back in. And then let's just show you how we start doing our edges. You want to go in and add your Mod Podge to the edges, and then with the brush, just use the brush as the tool to wrap that around, just like so. And you'll just keep wrapping it until the whole thing is covered. We add a little bit to the back and then go to the front, just like that. So we keep doing that around. I wanna show you how you cut for the O area. Go in, cut little sections. This is kind of the same way you do any kind of quilting or sewing. It's a similar way that you would do that. And I would go in, grab that piece and wrap it to the back. Add your Mod Podge, grab it and wrap it to the back. Now this is great if you want to do, we're doing this word love. I'm going to use this in our new studio. We had a flood and we are redesigning everything, but this is really cute for nursery decor. You can do these on any kind of letters that you want. You see, I'm really just using the brush. There we go. And go ahead, flip it around, and then just start spreading your Mod Podge around so you don't get any clumps. Now I'm gonna go ahead and keep on working on this, and I'm gonna speed it up so you can see the whole thing get made. Okay guys, I'm on the home stretch of my letters, and let me go ahead and finish up the E. The back side is not very pretty, is it? But you don't have to worry about that. This is getting glued down. If you wanted to finish off the back side, you could always paint it. Let's get that last part over. You could always give it a coat of paint after it's totally dry and just kind of make that all disappear. I'm not gonna be doing that because I'm gonna be gluing it down. So let's go ahead and get rid of any of that. Once you have your letters all the way wrapped around, you can give the whole thing a top coat. Again, I'm using satin here because I really like satin for home decor projects, but if you want something that's really shiny, use gloss, and if you want something that's matte, use the matte formula. Now, when I told you earlier that sometimes I keep these little pieces, let's see if we have some holes. Let's see. Well, we do, right up here. We've got a little spot where there wasn't any. So if you want, you can just fill in, just tear off a little piece like so. I do the same thing with napkins, and we'll add a little bit to there, put our piece down, and you can just kind of piece that together if you want to fill in. Now at this point, you're gonna set this aside and let it dry. And once it's dry, you're ready to hang it on the wall. Most of these come with holes drilled like this, where you could hang it directly onto the wall. Or you can mount this to a store-bought surface like this. You can mount it to canvas. It's really, really endless. I just wanted to show you today what you could do with Mod Podge and not even one, half a piece of tissue gift wrap. This is such an inexpensive, fun way to create some home decor. Last year we did a bunch of really cool projects using tissue paper, and I'm gonna throw those pictures up for you. Like I mentioned earlier, we did the beach art. We've done this on jars, for bottle lamps, all sorts of projects. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on this Mod Podge technique video. I hope that you learned a little bit about how you can use tissue paper, and we will see you back here next Thursday with another video. When you're sharing your projects, please use the hashtags Plaid Crafts and Mod Podge so that everybody at Plaid can see what you're making and you can get featured on Fan Friday. We'll see you next time. Bye guys.